Well, good afternoon, folks. Ron Bishop here, Timaru, New Zealand. Sunday today, Sunday the 29th of June 2014. And every day I come online and I'm doing something about doing a video. This is video number 945. I set a goal to put up 1,000 videos on YouTube, and I've put up 945 videos so far. So what have I talked about? I've talked about all sorts of stuff. And one of the things I do every Sunday is I do a Sunday sermon. When I talk about religion, I talk about the Christian religion, because I'm a Christian, have been for over 30 years, and I like to talk about religion. I like to talk about the Christian religion. Now, I don't go to church anymore. I used to go to church every Sunday, but I don't go now because I found I wasn't doing any good for God. I was just sitting there listening to stories. But I wanted to be more useful, so that's why I do these videos online, so people around the world can listen. And today I want to talk about anger. Anger. What a terrible feeling and emotion anger is, isn't it? We've all been angry, haven't we, from time to time? Why do we get angry? We get angry because people stop us from doing stuff we want to do. That's the main reason, isn't it? We try and do something and people stop us, so we get angry. And sometimes when we get angry, we get very aggressive. We say verbal things, we say stuff, we abuse the other person, or we might get physically abusive. We might start putting our fists around, hitting people and kicking people and doing all stuff like that because of the anger within us. Now, what we have to understand, that anger is something that's natural. God gave us anger. He gave us anger for a reason. So what's the good of anger? Well, it's a signal. It's a signal to say stop. It's a signal to say, just a minute. What are you doing? What are you getting angry for? There's no need to get angry. Now, some time ago, I learnt a method of releasing anger, and it's called the Sedona method. If you Google Sedona method, you'll find out a lot about the Sedona method of releasing, and you can release anger. Now, when you do that, you get into a place by yourself, and you've got this anger, you've got all this feeling in your body of you're angry. Just stop for a moment and say to yourself, just let the feeling come into you, but say to yourself, could I let it go? Could I let this feeling go? And the answer is yes. And would you let it go? Yes, the answer is yes. And when are you going to let it go? You're going to let it go now. So those three things, ask yourself three questions. Could I let this feeling go? Would I let it go? And when am I going to let it go? You see, if you took a pen and put that in your hand like that, that pen is just sitting there. It's not attached to your hand. If you turned your hand up, it would drop, right? But what happens with feelings is we hold on to them real tight like that. The tighter we hold on to them, the harder it is to let go, right? So we have to let go. We have to open our hand and find that this is the feeling. The pen is the feeling, but it's not attached to us. We can let it go. Okay? So could I let it go? Would I let it go? And when am I going to let it go? Let it go now. So what has God got to do with this? What's this got to do with God? Well, my experience is this. It's easy to let it go, but it's a lot easier if you give it to someone else. And I find I give it to God. I give it to Jesus. God sent his son Jesus into the world to teach us these things. How to let go, how to forgive people, how to stop holding grudges, to let it go. It's only a feeling. We can let it go and ask God to let it go. I say to God, God, will you please take away this feeling of anger within me. Please, God, please, Jesus, take away this feeling of anger. Take it away now. And you can release it to Jesus, and Jesus will take it from you. You see, I've been diagnosed with cancer in the duodenal. Very rare. Very few people have cancer in the duodenal, but I've got cancer in my duodenal, right? Duodenal cancer. And I'm told that anybody that's had that, it's not curable. I went to see my surgeon the other day, or the oncologist, and he told me that he's had 7 patients, and they've all died within a year, right? With this particular cancer. But I can release that. If I take that on board and worry about that and believe that, then I'll die. I will die within a year. But I've chosen not to listen to that. I've chosen not to believe that. Having cancer can be healed. I imagine myself being healed. You see, I've seen a picture of a duodenal, and I've seen the picture of the big ulcer that's in my duodenal. I've seen it, not very nice. But I hold a picture in my mind every day of it being healed, right? I see my duodenal with the healed skin, right? You can have a real sore on you, a boil or something, and it'll be all nasty and pussy, but it'll heal. And what heals it? Nature heals it. God heals it, right? Doctors don't heal things. They just patch you up. But you can be healed by believing it's healed and holding a mental picture in your mind of it being healed. Yes, the Sedona method does work by letting it go. Could you let it go? Would you let it go? And when are you going to let it go? Those 3 questions. They do work. They do work. But you can make it better. You can make it work a lot better if you believe in Jesus Christ. Right? I liken it to a car. I've got a car which has got a powerful motor. It's a 2-litre motor. And but when I go to pass a car on the road, I put it into overdrive. I've got an overdrive, and it's the overdrive that gives me the push to pass the car, right, to overtake another car. I put it in the overdrive. Now, Christianity is the same. Yes, the Sedona method will be right. You can use that and it'll work, but it'll work a lot better and a lot more, you'll be a lot happier if you use Christianity. If you ask Jesus to take away the feeling, take away the feeling of anger, right? You can say, Jesus, take this feeling of anger. It's not attached to me. I don't need it. Would you take it away from me? Could you say that? Very simple. So what have you got to do? Well, first of all, if you're not a Christian, you have to become a Christian. How do you become a Christian? Just simply say to God, God, I'm sorry for the things I've done. I'm sorry for all those mistakes I've made, all those people I've hurt. I'm very sorry. Please forgive me and come into my heart. Come into my heart and change me, Lord, on the inside. I want to give my life to you. I want you to take over my life. So when I get angry, I'm able to give the anger over to you and you'll take it away from me. Okay? Could you do that? Very simple, isn't it? Listen, thanks for listening. Keep listening next Sunday. I'll be doing another sermon on something else. And I hope you're learning from this. Learn from it. You don't have to... Look, I didn't believe once. But what is beliefs? You have to work on beliefs. You have to decide you want to believe. You have to know, you have to understand that it's going to be better if you believe. Believe in God. There's no other option. Believe in God. God's there to help you. I'm going to die. I don't know when I'm going to die. I don't worry about when I'm going to die. In fact, I'm looking forward to death because I reckon it's going to be a better place than we got now. Right? And so don't be afraid to die. We're all going to die. And leave it to God to decide the day and the date and how. Okay? That's the way to do it. Just let God take it over. Okay? See you later. Love you all, and be kind to one another, will you? Okay? Bye-bye.